show, Tommy James. How are you? Tommy, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
Me, I am great. Pretty much, Tommy, I'll tell you what, every day in my world is a Friday anymore.
Oh, that's good.
It is. I'll tell you. Tommy called me a few minutes ago, and this is totally live here. And but this guy's been down this road many times, I'm sure. And it's like called in, and it's like, man, I got to make myself legal with the top of the hour stuff. Can I put you on hold? Here I am putting Tommy James on hold, man. But I'll tell you what. First of all, doing a lot of DJ work. That's how I made my living. Now all I do is point and click anymore, Tommy. And
yes, indeed.
Yeah, right. And it's a lot easier than carrying vinyl. Let me tell you.
It is. Everything's digital now.
But I'll tell you what. In all honesty, man, you brought a lot of great memories. You brought people to the dance floor again. I'm just coming off of 23 hours of appearances and parties this past weekend alone, and you brought many people on the dance floor again with your music.
Thank you.
And it gives me great pleasure to have you on the show, man. This is so
cool.
Well,
that's great. Well, it's great to be with you, and we're really looking forward to next Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Pennsylvania is my old stopping grounds. That's where my career started.
No kidding? Yeah, where?
Yeah, over in Pittsburgh, yep.
No kidding.
Hanky Panky, my first hit record, broke out of Pittsburgh. It was actually bootlegged, and that is so. God bless the crooks. That's my motto. And basically, got my start in Pennsylvania. So listen, I'm really happy to be coming back. Haven't been right where you are in a long time, so it's going to be great to see the fans.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. How's things been? Busy. I look at your schedule, man. You're still out all over the place and having fun.
We are. We're in the middle of making a movie. Our book, Me, the Mob, and the Music, is being turned into a film, and then a Broadway show. And we're really excited about that. We've had such great response to the book, and from the media and the fans, and. Starting a new album in January, first unplugged album I've ever done.
Right.
And we're playing all over the country.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great stuff. And you mentioned the mob. Some people are some keep it on the down low. I remember some of the artists too back in your day, and I could rattle off a couple of them with some great books. When a few of them said, "Oh, ties with the mob?" Not me, but then when you see a picture in in some of the papers back then in the '60s, well, there they are. Some even being DJs. Well, there they are on the steps.
What's interesting is, I've never been an author before, but the story of Roulette, our which is the essence of the story of the book. Roulette, when we signed with them, of course, we didn't know any of this, but and of course, we ended up with 23 gold singles on Roulette and about 110 million records. But there was no doubt about it that when we signed, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, and this was a story that we really couldn't talk about. Roulette, in addition to being a functioning label, was also a front for the Genovese crime family in New York, and of course we learned this made life real interesting for us. And essentially the story of the book and our story is that this dark and sinister story was going on behind us that we couldn't discuss while we were having the hits. And so very interesting story, and that's the way it was in the '60s.
Oh man, I can't wait to certainly read the book. And again, you guys, Me, the Mob, and the Music. We're talking to Tommy James right now, live on the show as an exclusive, and great pleasure to have him on board this coming Saturday, man, right here at the Peak. The 18th is when it's all going to take place. So get here, and you're all going to have a great time. That's for sure. I want to. I have some. When I was talking about having you on the show today, posted that. I think I even tagged you on Facebook as well. And I had a bunch of people that have been emailing me some actually great questions, and even by way of Facebook, this whole social media thing going on. Like I'm lost. I'm lost with some of it, Tommy. I got to learn it. We're old dogs. I got to learn it.
Well, we got a new show on YouTube.
Do you?
Called Inside Tracks, and so it's like. The digital media has really taken over,
yeah.
And it's a very different delivery system
right.
Than we started out with. But you know something, it's what you got to do now.
No, I agree.
So a brave new world we're living.
How about it, isn't it? You know what though? I felt safer though when remember mimeograph paper. When they have to. I felt safer then, Tommy. Though I did. I felt
Xerox machine.
yeah. But I have some great questions here, if you don't mind, and boy, some really great ones. 69 Atlanta Pop Festival. Any fond memories there? Any lasting friendships?
Yeah. Well, we were invited to Woodstock, and we turned it down because we were told it was a stupid gig at a pig farm. That's what we were told. And so, quite literally.
Is that true? Was that really? Yeah, that was true.
That's the truth.
No kidding.
We were in Honolulu at the time.
Wow.
And my secretary, Joanne, says, listen, Artie Kornfeld was up, and he'd really like to have you at this gig coming up next week. And, I said, you want me to... I said, where's the gig? She says, well, it's at a pig farm in upstate New York. I said, wait a minute. Did you say it was a pig farm? And I said, yeah, I'm going to leave Paradise, fly 6 miles to play a pig farm. Right. If we're not there, start without us. And they did. And by Friday of that week, we knew we screwed up really bad when they shut down the freeway.
No kidding. How about that, man?
So it's funny because 2 years ago we did Woodstock again. We went back to... the big amphitheater.
Yep, Bethel Woods. I saw that. I saw that you were up there. Yep, I saw that you were up there.
And what was amazing is that, I told the audience, I said, well, we're 43 years late, but listen, traffic was tough.
That is funny.
But we for sure didn't miss the Atlanta Pop Festival, which was the next festival. Right. They actually had more people there than they did at Woodstock.
Correct, yeah. Any lasting friendships there from that one?
Sure. Well, it was so great playing with... Janis Joplin's trailer was right next to ours, and I got a chance to have a great conversation with her. And
probably more than conversation, Tommy, right?
Well, no, just conversation. And
okay.
Basically,
I'm talking about on the party inside. I didn't. Well, that's a.
Yeah, well, we.
That's all right. Me, the mob, and the music.
The thing of it was to be in the midst of all those incredible acts that was just. We were one of the few, pop acts that were asked to perform.
That's great.
And so we were very flattered by all that. And I must say that it was so great to be right in the middle of all that history. It really was.
And honestly, you couldn't even repeat those days. I mean,
No, they could never happen again.
No, never at all. Friends, a group that I still play here on my show, play it when I'm out and about, with requests. Friends with a Grassroots.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just lost Rob Grill last year.
Yep.
And Rob was a great friend of mine, and Warren and the guys. Grassroots were, real unsung heroes because they actually had so many hits.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to marvel. We'd play together several times, and I would marvel at the number of hits they had. That you say, "Oh, that's right, that was them." Oh, that's right, I forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
And they were a great act.
Yeah. Another question that came in was there maybe with the book and promoting the book? It's going to be a great read. I can't wait to get my hands on it and read it. And
Sure.
I'd love a signed copy from Tommy James. I don't know if you can do that, Tommy.
Got it.
All right, okay. I'll give you the address then coming up. But here's another question. And first of all, what a great interview with you. And I've done many too, but such a laid back kind of guy. I'm loving it, man. Can you stay for the next 2.5 hours? No. So was there one story that you wish you could have included maybe in the book that didn't make it in?
Well, there's lots of them. one of the problems when we were writing the book is I had to edit myself right on the spot. We had to keep the book moving. We constantly had to cut stories, and for every story that's in the book, there's about 8 or 10 that I didn't get a chance to tell.
Sure.
And so there's all kinds of them, and I think, well, I just want to get across, and I hope we can get across in the movie how we walked on eggshells up there, and how, you know, I was actually too young and stupid to be as afraid as I probably should have been.
No kidding.
Yeah, they let us know right away that the mechanical royalties were just not going to happen. You know, we were making a lot of money from other areas, concerts, obviously, and commercials and BMI and so forth. But mechanical royalties just weren't going to happen. So we had to constantly decide whether we took our lives in our hands and tried to get out of this roulette deal, because it was very dangerous, and the problem was we were earning so much money up there. We were good earners, you know. You know, we had to constantly ask ourselves, do we try to get out of this thing, or do we stick it out, because we were having such great success up there.
Yeah.
And I think we made the right decision, because of course I get to tell the story now, you know. But we would have never had that kind of success anywhere else, I don't think. I say this many times, that if it weren't for roulette and Morris Levy and all those crazy people, there wouldn't have been a Tommy James. So I don't know. I have such mixed feelings about the whole thing.
I'll bet you do. And I mean, this, you know, gosh, I could go on and on with this interview, knowing enough about you and what I read, and even just the music in general. Seriously, where, and I say this, I've got a bunch of people that I played for this past weekend that are on board listening to this show right now, and where the hell would we have been this past weekend without Moni Moni? You know what I mean, on the dance floor? Where the hell would we'd have been lost?
Let me tell you the truth. I think one of the greatest compliments that the public can give you, when all is said and done, is to make you part of the landscape.
Yep.
And that means to just, you know, your body of work just sort of gets worked into the culture. And I will be forever grateful for that. And it's so many people, the work from so many people, it was the result of it. I mean, the promo guys, the radio guys, the distributors, you know, producers and engineers, and so many people went into making that a reality. And I am just so thankful to the good Lord and the fans for the kind of longevity we've had. And I mean that sincerely, because so much of it was work I didn't do. You know, we basically showed up and we took credit for a lot of things. A lot of it, so much of it, probably 60-70% of the work that went into it was done by other people who you don't know.
Right.
Red Schwartz, for example, the head of promotion up at Roulette, never made more than $300 a week, yet he's responsible for millions and millions of dollars changed hands, you know, with the record buying public and stuff. So, you know, it really is an amazing. This industry of rock and roll is really an amazing industry.
Right.
A universe of its own.
You, one thing that I noticed in your voice, and also since you came on the scene, you know, and I think it's from the mentality of growing up when I'm a little younger, but growing up in the scene that you grew up in, because so many people we lost. You know, the Jimi Hendrixes that I'm sure you ran into. These people we lost due to a really tough time and a very experimental time. But you, with what you just said there, is down to earth. And people have said that in other interviews. You've always been very grounded, very thankful for what you're able to do, and I think that comes from more of the people in your scene than anywhere else, even in the music industry. There's still certainly exceptions and a lot of people out there that are digging it, but you guys with this scene here, man, just grounded, grateful, and I don't know,
Well,
live in the moment. You know what I mean?
I really have been so lucky to have been surrounded by really great people my whole life, including now. Our whole team now. We have our own label. We have so many, great people working with us today that I am. I'm just so lucky to still be doing this. This is a business that maybe gives you 2 or 3 years if you're lucky,
Right.
and we've been doing it for almost 50.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I
never in a million years thought we'd be doing it this long.
And me neither. I mean, I'm going into my 34th year. Like I told you, what the hell? I'm in good. Look, my lifestyle though, man. I'm not a path to self-destruct, but my lifestyle is I'm in good shape as long as my liver holds out. That's all.
Well, listen, I heard that.
No, what can I tell you?
Clear, we're all in that boat.
Yeah, I guess I'm still on it. Like, what the hell? If I change my lifestyle now, Tommy, after all these years, my freaking body will go into toxic shock.
Sure, go into shock. You all die, right?
Yeah. Listen, you got to check things out. TommyJames.com on the website. Me, the mob, and the music, and all the everything that you need to find out about Tommy James and the Shondells. And damn it, I could go on and on. I am just so stoked, freaking A, man. And I've talked to a lot of people in 33 years, but I am just so damn stoked. A big thanks going out to my girl Casey up there too, on the second floor for arranging this with Carol, and it just is awesome, man, to have you on board.
That book too, I promise.
Oh yeah, man. Carol has all the information. That would really make my library, and I'm a reader, man.
Get you that book, and I really hope you enjoy it.
Oh my gosh! Listen. I can't wait to read it. Me, the Mob, and the Music, and Tommy James and the Shine. That's it. I'm in, man. Listen.
All right.
I'll sign you a bobblehead and leave it backstage because I have a bobblehead.
That's good.
I will. I'll make sure the guys get it. I'll make sure you get it. That's one job somebody's got to do backstage to get you that bobblehead. I'll leave it back there signed.
Well, don't be a stranger, and we're really looking forward to seeing everybody.
And listen, and I don't want to hold you up any longer, but I do have one last question because I know, and I'll end it right here. And like I said, I'm grateful for this opportunity. But you mentioned his name, and I know you had a great relationship. Fondest memory of Morris Levy?
Well, Morris Levy, who was the head of Roulette Records, was one of the most fascinating people I ever met. I mean, he was every bit a mobster, and his partner was Tommy Eberly, the head of the Genovese family.
Right.
But honestly, watching this guy, he was like right out of Central Casting, right out of the movies. It was like watching a great actor. You couldn't take your eyes off him. Wow. And I describe him in the book. I try to. He talked like this. He was really really an amazing figure. But he was a walking computer. And he could tell you in 10 seconds, people would come to him offering a deal, this or that, and he would size it up in about 10 seconds and be able to tell you whether it was a good deal or a bad deal. He was one of the most fascinating people I ever watched do business. Wow. And so it's as I said before, every time I go to say something nasty about Morris Levy, I just always have to remember that if it wasn't for Morris Levy, there wouldn't have been a Tommy James. So, it's one of these days I'm gonna ask the good Lord what he had in mind. What were you thinking?
How about it? I'll tell you. You know what? Your story. Wow. Just fascinating, guys.
Well, thank you.
Get the book.
Listen, I hope you enjoy the book, and we'll get a signed copy to you.
That sounds awesome. Thank you so very much for your time. Continued success, safe travels, all the best to you and your family, man.
Thank you.